What did your child say in court that saved someone's life? The first time she opened her mouth in court, I didn't expect her words to stop at sentencing. We were packed into that courthouse like sardines. The walls felt too close, the benches too hard, and my heart beat too loud. My daughter Olivia, just 8 years old, sat beside me, swinging her feet. She looked so small in that big room. Her Sunday dress too formal, her hair in braids I'd redone 3 times that morning just to keep my hands busy. Across the aisle sat the man who had taken everything from us. He was just 20, a kid, really. He didn't look dangerous, just tired, like he hadn't slept since the night he pulled the trigger. But I didn't care how tired he looked. My husband was gone, and he was still breathing. The widow of the store clerk, my husband's boss, sat silently, her eyes hollow. Next to her was her son, maybe 10, clinging to her arm. I wanted to reach for Olivia's hand, but she was busy twisting the edge of the paper heart she'd made that morning. The one I didn't have the strength to ask about. The prosecutor spoke first, cold, clinical. The victim was an innocent man, a father, a husband. This was a violent, senseless act. Then came the defense. They talked about his upbringing. Broken home, drug-addicted mother, foster care. They showed pictures of his bruises, his grades, his attempts at rehab. This doesn't excuse the crime, his lawyer said. But we asked the court to consider who he was before he picked up the gun. I hated how calm they all sounded, how measured, like this was just another case. The judge asked if anyone else wished to speak. I felt the weight of the room tilt toward me. Everyone expected the grieving wife to stand, but I couldn't. I'd written 10 different versions of a statement and tore up every single one. The only thing I wanted to say was, give me my husband back, and that was an option. Then Olivia raised her hand. I didn't even realize what she was doing until she was already standing, walking to the front like it was show and tell. The courtroom murmured. The bailiff looked to the judge, who gave a small nod. And just like that, my daughter stood before the man who murdered her father. My name is Olivia, she said, her voice small but steady. And that man killed my daddy. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't shouted, but the air shifted. He used to sing when he made eggs, she continued. He wore socks that didn't match. He liked scary movies, but covered his eyes during the gory parts. Her voice trembled, but didn't break. Now he's just not here. I tried being mad. I tried yelling at pillows. I even told God I hated him, but none of that helped. The defendant looked down, not defiant, just sad. Olivia pulled something from her pocket, a slightly crumpled paper heart. I made this the day after Daddy died, she said. I wrote his name on one side and the man's name on the other. A sharp breath caught in my throat. I thought if I kept it with me, maybe it would help. And it did a little because I remembered that Daddy always said people are more than their worst mistake, even when it's really, really big. The entire courtroom was silent. She took a step closer, still holding the heart. I don't think you should go free, but I don't think you should stay angry forever either. I hope you do something good someday for my dad because he would have wanted that. And then, to my absolute disbelief, she placed the paper heart on the defendant's table. Nobody moved. The judge cleared her throat. That was perhaps the most honest statement I've heard in this courtroom. She looked down at the young man. You've been given something today that this court cannot sentence you to. A chance to carry a piece of what you took and maybe make something of it. The sentence was lighter than expected. Still years, but not life. As we walked out, Olivia reached up and squeezed my hand. I didn't say everything I wanted to. I looked down, still stunned. What did you want to say? She shrugged.